roll at one damn push. I'ma fuck your bitch, I was riding at her place. Okay, you died, now I'm surfing, yeah, I'm tripping. The way I walk up in this bitch, they think that I'm a villain. On my freezer shit, yeah, on my visa shit. I'm a fucking work of art, nigga, Mona Lisa shit, yeah. Probably fucked you, bitch, and now you mad. I don't even want that bitch, you know I tossed her bag. Yeah, my ex's space, yeah. I like getting paid. It's my lucky day, yeah. Cause I might run away, love, yeah. In my fucking glove, like I'm Michael Jackson. You can't get a word, stone flexing. Stone cold, fuck your bitch and I won't text her. Don't want that cool little nigga, I'm riding, yeah, test. I'm on the road, yeah, I'm on the road. Bunches, hundreds coming soon and counting right about the dough. I'ma flex all that shit cause I ain't had that shit before. I'ma fuck on your bitch cause I ain't fuck your bitch before. Nigga, run them bands up like a marathon. Running the birds, coming quick, you know we get them gone.
About the character Phoenix, Valorant's Phoenix. I haven't played an absolute ton of Phoenix, but I want to talk about what I have learned from, my experience with the character. I really do enjoy this character. He's definitely one of my top 3 favorite characters, behind probably Raze and Omen or Sage. But I really do enjoy this character. He definitely fits my playstyle, which is more of an aggressive playstyle. But yeah, let's get into it. He has 4 abilities, well, 3 abilities and an ultimate ability. And his abilities are actually really great. His first one is a firewall, which it heals you and it also damages opponents. And it's great for, blocking line of sight in regards to trying to take corners, or typically it's used for aggressive peeking, I would say. For example, aggressively peeking mid on split, if you know which map it is. If you're sitting left or right, top of mid on split, you place the wall. I would typically place it in a diagonal manner so that I could either push up to gain a position to be able to frag out, or I'll use it diagonally so that I can push through it and, peek the enemy from a position that they might not expect me. Like if they saw me on the corner here, but I actually peek from here, it's pretty good for surprising the opponent. It can also be used to, you can also curve it. So now that I've blocked off this area, I can push into this cubby pretty easily. It's a pretty good ability. Lasts for about 4 or 5 seconds. It can be used to quickly rotate. But it does give away your positioning, so when you use it, you should probably be prepared to fight or understand that your opponent pretty much knows where you are. His next ability is flashing, which is, he has one of the only flashbangs in the game, which I think is a really amazing ability, especially when you know where your opponent is already. I think his ability is most effective when you already know where your opponent is and when you're pretty much prepared to engage. But it can also be used just to try to gain information, and if you happen to flash someone, that's great because you can, oh, I hit that by mistake, but it's great because you can peek, and while they're flash, you can get the frag on them. Personally, when I use his ability, his flash, I like to, if I already know that my opponent is there, I like to peek pretty wide so that they don't just spray the corner and get a lucky headshot while they're flashed. So when I flash, I like to peek kind of wide because you have time. If they're fully flashed, you have time to get around the corner. You don't need to just peek the absolute corner and potentially get fragged by someone spraying down, pre-firing your corner. It's definitely good to use after you've been spotted and you know you're about to engage for sure. And it gives away your position. So when you use it, pretty much be prepared to fight. But yeah, both of those abilities are really good for aggressive playing, for taking sites, you know, peeking angles, or, you know, taking an angle from an enemy. Like if you don't want someone to have this angle, you see someone holding the angle, you can flash it and then take it from them. And if they repeat, you know, you can potentially try to frag them. I definitely like these two abilities. His third ability is his molly, or his flame grenade. I'm, you know, not sure what everyone calls it, but I think this is a great ability. I really like it because typically what I do with it is I save it as probably my last ability, even though when you frag, it only takes 2 kills and you can regain this ability. So if you use it and you end up getting 2 kills, you get it right back and you can use it again. But I do like saving this ability because it is really good for healing yourself. And I like to save it for times when I may potentially have to 1v, you know, 3 or 1v2, and it's really good for, you know, being able to peek. You take some damage and you can just heal yourself, which is really good. It's kind of like a second life if you use it properly. But so is his firewall. Either can be used, you know, just as effectively. But you know, the molly doesn't really give away positioning as much as this huge wall of flame. So that's typically why I like to save it, to heal myself. But it can be used to gain positioning from the enemy. So let's say an enemy is holding a corner, like I know an enemy is in the corner. You can use it to flush them out. You can hit it off a wall, you know, flush the corner, and you know, peek them when they run away from it, which is really good. Also, I think that saving it for you know, towards the end of rounds is really, I personally think it's really important, because if enemies are already damaged by your teammates, then this could potentially take them out of the game completely. If they're around 40 HP, they'll pretty much die within a second of being in the molly. So I think it's good for saving it towards the end of the round for both of those reasons, because you can heal yourself, or you know, if your teammate tells you someone's low around that corner, you can potentially just take them out without even having to peek. Now his ultimate ability is probably one of the most aggressive abilities in the game. When you have this, you pretty much want to just run towards a site and gain as much information as possible. You want to find out, you know, see if you can spot as many enemies as possible, or see if you can do as much damage to the opponents as possible. It's really good for when you're taking a site, when your team wants to be really aggressive and take a site. You want to just try to look for frags while you're in this ability, because even if you take damage, it returns you back to where you started your ultimate ability with 100 health. So it's basically like 2 lives, which is really good. Personally, I think it's probably one of the top abilities in the game. I haven't really explored every single ability yet, but I mean, all of the ultimate abilities seem to be very balanced. But I really like this one because it fits my playstyle more than the other ones that I've explored so far. But yeah, you really want to just be aggressive when you're using this. It's really good for being aggressive, taking corners, clearing sight. It's also really good for retaking. If you're down a teammate and you want to gain information, help your team by pushing a little bit before them, they can catch your refrag, say they're right behind you. You take damage, get information, do damage, find out where people are, and if they're right behind you, you know, they could refrag if you don't pick up that kill, and that's really good. And you just come in behind them again once your ability is off, and you guys just frag out and potentially win the round. But yeah, I really liked using this character. I found out a lot about playing him and watching streams. I watched one of the developers play this guy, and I really learned a lot about Phoenix, and I do like him, and I wanted to play him more in the future. I hope you guys like this video. Peace and love.